Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie or Cakes, and today we're just gonna be playing in makeup that I like never use anymore. Oh boy, with the added difficulty that a lot of my brushes have just been cleaned and they're still drying. I am going on a trip next week and I like pre-packing, so I've already packed away a lot of the makeup that I would typically use. So now it's just like, what's left over? So if you are interested in seeing all of this pretty old product, let's go. Now first I am going to use a primer. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. It kind of just feels like the Power Grip, but slightly more cooling, but it's also still sticky. And I know they brought back the Jelly Pop Primer? I wish that they would bring back this one because I actually really like it. But again, it's just as sticky and tacky as a Power Grip, so it's probably why they don't need to, because they kind of already remade it. Oh my gosh, it's very sticky. I'm like mushing I'm like mushing myself in the face to make sure that I can actually get it to spread. Alright, we've been primed. Our face is pretty tacky, pretty sticky. And now I'm just going to hop into foundation, and I'm going to be using the Cover FX like cream foundation. I've had this for a very long time, to the point where I technically hit pan. Oh yeah, there's a huge crevice in there. I actually really like it. I don't know if I'd ever rebuy it, and I don't even know if it's still available, if I'm being honest. Like, is Cover FX doing okay? Because no one like ever talks about them anymore. Long gone are the days of like those like glitter drops that they had. I don't know. I also have their Power Play foundation, which I think is really good. A little bit goes a long way, but it's pretty expensive. I have a puff. But wow, this is actually really nice. I've technically only used about one layer, and it's already covered up a lot of my discoloration on my cheeks. It's covered up. I have a couple moles right here. Those are gone. Yeah, if you want the coverage, if you want the shine, but really good coverage, I definitely recommend this. But there's probably alternatives that are just cheaper. This is probably like 40 bucks. Okay, I'm looking very dewy, and so I am just going to jump right into my concealer. I technically have two. First, I'm going to use the Revolution Eye Bright Illuminating Under Eye Concealer in Mocha. I don't hate this, but I really wish that I'd gotten it in a lighter color, because this just kind of looks like my skin tone. So if I'm not trying to like highlight different planes of my face, this would be great if you're just going out and about. But I like to highlight, and this doesn't really highlight. And it has the puff. I might end up cutting it off because I just don't like it. Okay, so I'm just gonna spread it around. As you can see, it's essentially my skin tone. As a matter of fact, it may even be a shade darker, which I did not take into account. Okay, I don't like that. I'm gonna take this brush that I typically use for blush, and we're just gonna blend it out. I guess it's a good thing that I brought over two concealers. And I mean, it blends out really well, but again, it just looks like my skin. Didn't really highlight anything, so we're gonna go on top with this Joah, I think it's Wand Me Up concealer in Cafe, and sadly I think Cafe is the deepest shade. There we go, because I need some kind of dimension. My face is looking quite flat. Okay, some minimal concealer, nothing crazy. I don't like doing like the big triangle or anything. I'm gonna have my little Haagen-Dazs mirror today. Okay, so already, I may have put concealer on a little too high because it's definitely just gonna sink into my really bad eye bags. But I feel like it's not giving the dimension that I want, so I'm actually gonna pull out another concealer. I usually don't put on so many layers, but it's fine. We're gonna try this even lighter shade called Sand from Maybelline, their Fit Me line. And I do like to make my inner corner very light. Okay, we're gonna try that and see if I like it any better, and if I don't, we're just gonna move on. Because I don't want to put on another concealer. I'm just gonna go back in with this really big brush. Don't tell me I put on too much. Oh! That's what I love about makeup. Okay, get the part on my nose. I definitely don't recommend using a big brush like this, especially if you're trying to go into the very inner corner. But we make do with what we can. I think I like it a little bit, just a little bit more, but we are gonna move on. Alright, concealer done. We are going to go in with bronzer and a little bit of contouring, but I'm not going to be contouring like my cheeks. I'm just going to contour my nose a little bit. And for that, we're going to be using the Revolution and Tammi collab like face palette, which I've used maybe 3 or 4 times. It's very nice. I really like it. But I typically don't use highlighter like that. I don't really use blush like that. So it typically never sees the light of day. And so I'm going to be using this brush right here just to kind of do a little bit of bronzing around my face. I love that it comes with a really big mirror though. I'm also not very good at bronzing, so it's just gonna kind of go around the edges of my face. Am I bronzed yet? I also don't know like how wide people typically make their bronzer. Okay, and I'm actually going to use the same really big brush. Not recommended. But I'm going to contour just a little bit. I like to bring it up into my eyebrow. And I just scrunch the brush together. Oh, I did too much. So this is how we're gonna fix it. I feel like one side is definitely a little bit more contoured than the other. I might have to use a little bit of concealer to fix what I just messed up. Whoops. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I contoured like all the way onto the middle of my nose. I'm like, can I tell? Does it look okay? Am I bronzed yet? Am I bronzed beauty yet? Oh, I probably put on too much. That's fine. That's fine. We are going to powder, which is something I never do, but we're going to do it today. And the oldest one I have is actually the Laura Mercier Translucent. You already know. You already know. Oh, tap, 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 tap. Oh, wow. You see how much product is just blowing with the wind? I also like to catch the side of my nose because that's where I start to get oily, like in my T-zone the most. Am I gonna carve? No, I think it makes me look so weird. So we're not gonna do that. I'm just gonna powder. I'm gonna put a little bit just kind of all around the face to kind of take away some of that shine. Yeah, I haven't been using a lot. You can already tell. Just a little bit. Maybe I should have waited because I have a cream blush that I wanted to use, but I'm just gonna use a different one. That's fine. Alright, we've successfully powdered, so now we're just gonna head straight into blush. Originally I was gonna use a pink one, but I'm just gonna dip back into my Tammi palette. I'm gonna use this blush. That's more, it's like a deep orange. This is the brush that I just powdered with. It's fine. I'm just gonna keep telling myself that. Can you even really see it though? It's like you can only see it a little bit. I can't really see it. It might just be because of the brush that I'm using. Yeah, it is not doing well, so we're gonna swap that out with a different powder blush. Okay, so I found a new blush that we're gonna try instead. It's the Mon Cheri blush from the Creme shop. I don't think they make these anymore. They discontinued like a bunch of their products and I don't understand. Okay, so we're gonna try out this blush instead. Okay, I can kind of see that a little better. I'm not gonna bring it in too far. Let me check my little hand mirror. Oh my, I am blushed up now. That was not my intention, but here we are. Okay, so now I've used more than enough blush. I don't know if my camera's quite picking it up well enough, but yeah, we've put on quite a bit. Okay, so now we are gonna get into my eyeshadow, and you're about to see a blast from the past. I'm using the Kaleidos Tone Activator, which I haven't used in a very long time. Okay, I'm just gonna buff it out and kind of make the shape that I want for it. I feel like I always put on way too much. Alright, other side. Okay, we've got our base on, and now we are going to dip into the Colourpop and Karrueche collab, the She palette. This palette has been with me since what, 2015? 2016 maybe? It's seen better days for sure. I have hit pan. I'm gonna try and hit pan with more of these shades. I can already see some well on the way. But wow, this is just... wow. Memories. This was really when I was starting to like fall in love with doing makeup again. Like putting makeup on, and I just... wow. It brings up so many memories. I don't even know what I want to do. I think I'm going to have to do something with the pinks just to match the bright, very prominent blush that I have on. So I'm going to use like this dusky, like, rose shade. And quickly, because my eyes are already starting to crease. So we're going to start packing that down. What I will say is the color's still showing up, so that's nice. It's still as powdery as ever. Gonna pack that down to fill up the crease. Wow, you can really still see it. It's crazy. And then I'm just going to dip into the only light matte that's like a blushy tone. There's only 4 mattes in the palette, which, thinking back, that's not enough. But they did give you really nice, like, 8 different shimmers to pick from, which I find also kind of crazy now. Just kind of using this buffer side. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. They're okay. I wouldn't say they're the best thing in the world, but I'm just using the buffer side to kind of like put the color down where I want it to go, and then I'm going to go in with the packing side to fill it in a bit more. It's like so basic. Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm just shocked that it's actually performing pretty well. It was never the most like super pigmented thing in the world, but you can definitely still see where I've put down the colors, which is good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to deepen up the outer corner with the only matte purple that's in here. I don't want it to go too far. You can see it. It's doing a pretty good job. I don't think it's blending in as well as I wanted it to, but it is showing up. Alright, can it really be seen? Yeah, but it's not. I'll try it with a different brush. Okay, you can see it a bit better. I don't think that there's much else I can do with only 4 matte shades. So we're just going to pick one of the many shimmers in here and call it a day. Or maybe 2. I'm going to try, I'll show you. I'm going to try this one right here and then that one right there. I don't think I want to put the purple one on. Surprisingly, it's still pigmented, but it feels a little dry. It's very pretty. Kind of shocked. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with a brush. Now that I've kind of got down where I want it to go. So I can kind of draw and fill in the rest. Surprisingly, it actually looks not the worst. Although I do wish the palette had a black in it. I think that would have been great for the outer corner. I am going to add another shimmer. Oh, that one is about to be panned. Go where the purple and the red meet the first shimmer. I'm just going to tap it on. I don't want to rub. How do I feel? How do I feel about this? Go back in with some purple because I did lose a little bit of it. Just kind of blend them in together. And then I'm also going to go back in with some of the initial red because I did lose some of that as well. Just a little swipey swipe. I'm like trying to see if they match. And then I do need a color for my inner corner. And this one has a couple. Okay, so we're going to try this one. The base is gold, but then it has pink in it. But again, you can't really see the pink at all. I'm going to zoom you in once I'm done. And I am using a paintbrush for this. The shade just happens to be very powdery. Did I put on too much? Did I put on too little? I can't tell. So for my lower lids, I'm just going to stick to the outer corner really quick. I'm going with some purple. Okay, that's all I'm going to be doing for the lower lids. And now I'm going to go right into my highlighter. This one's also really old. I feel like it came out in 2018 maybe. This is the really massive Colourpop Illuminizer. It's a pressed illuminator in champagne bubbles. I don't know if they were trying to copy like Champagne Pop. I don't know. And if I'm being honest, I'd love to keep it because it has one of the biggest mirrors to this date for them. And I almost never use this. Because again, it's not really a highlighter, it's an illuminator. So I'm just going to go on with my fingers. And you can't really see anything. Unless I aggressively tap. Even then, nothing. Oh boy. Let's try a brush then. Although, I don't think... Did the whole pan just dry to dust? I managed to pick up something after aggressively rubbing like 3 times. I've got a little bit to show up on my face, but not really. This is kind of disappointing. It could just be because of the product's age, but I've never been more disappointed in my life. I gotta show up a little bit. I have to like dig in very deep. Can anybody see this? You're not illuminating anything though. I might have to declutter that because that was just bad. So I guess we are gonna try that Golden Hour from the Tammi palette because that was just spectacularly awful. I'm not swiping, I'm just kind of tapping it on top of where that illuminator was. I don't really use golden or like yellowy highlighter, so this just looks weird to me. I don't know if I like this very much. Put a little more. I mean, you can see it now, so I think that's a slight improvement for sure. So now I'm gonna go get an eyeliner, so I will be right back, and then we're gonna do brows, lip, finish it up. Okay, so for eyeliner, this is actually one of my favorites, and I'm like, why did I stop using this? It is the Maybelline Hyper Easy Brush Tip Liner. It's one of the best. It's so pigmented. It's so good. It's so good. So we're just gonna go in and do a wing attempt. They're probably not gonna match, and I'm sorry about that. Oh, it's so little. Yeah, no way I'm gonna be able to match that. Do they match? No. No! They don't match. It's fine. One of the few times where I will give up. But this is so good. I think it's maybe $10, $12 worth it. It's the type that you have to shake. It's so good. Okay, it's so good. So now we are gonna go for my brows. And for brows, I picked up something that I thought I threw away, but it turns out I didn't. So this is the Benefit Ka-Brow in 4.5, which isn't even like a color that I would use. But we're in it. We're here. So let's just go for it. I've got a spoolie. I typically cut my brows down pretty short. And I've got this itty bitty little brush that it comes with, and that's what we're gonna use. Oh dear. It's a little powdery if I'm being honest. And I just want to fill in. Oh, but I don't know about this. But yeah, I'm not gonna like redraw or like give it a new shape. I'm literally just gonna fill in what's already there, so it's gonna look quite thin. And they probably also don't match. I just think it looks so silly. I'm gonna run through them again with my spoolie. I think I overdrew one of them. We're just gonna go with it. This is great. Okay, so now we are going to do lips. I didn't have anything prepared, but I do have like a lot of old Colourpop colors. So you know we're gonna go in with, I don't want anything quite heavy. Alright, so this is a Sailor Moon and Colourpop shade in Bunhead. It's a blotted lip. I don't really like the blotted formula at all, but it was Sailor Moon, so I needed it. Let's see if I like this. It's quite cute, actually. Probably because I'm not putting on too much. It's actually really nice. And then for lip liner, I think I already packed what I would typically wear. So we're going to put on this like dark purple one. And this is from the Creme shop, like their lip lock lip liner. I like it because it's creamy, but it's also quite thick. Like it feels firm. I'm going to go in with some more Bunhead. It's like, as much as I like the color, it's not... It's too blotted, so it's not like sticking down as much as I want it to. Alright, I am gonna go swap out this color because it's just not working out. And then I'm also gonna put on some magnetic lashes, and I will be right back. Alright, welcome back. We are almost finished. I am wearing some magnetic lashes. They fought me at every single turn. I've put on so much of this magnetic liner, and it's not very good. I did go in on top of that Sailor Moon shade with the 3CE shade Pink Break. It's matte. It kind of helped, but at the same time I feel like it kind of made it worse because of all the layering. And then I did go on top with this Colourpop gloss collab that they did with Hello Kitty. This is in the shade Kitty. So that is pretty much it. Let me go ahead and use the rest of this Urban Decay De-Slick. I hate it. It's the worst one. The all-nighter, in my opinion, is way better. This one has literally got like 2 sprays left, so let's just do that. Fan, fan, fan. Dry it down. I think it actually looks like okay, not the worst thing I've ever done in the world. I ended up really liking my eyes, and I also really like the highlighter that I picked. Because the Illuminator, it's just, you have to dig in really deep. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of it. I think I am gonna try and use it more just so I can empty it, and I would keep the pan because that mirror is just really great for travel. But this is the final look. Please tell me what you think down in the comments. Any advice, I'll take it. I'll gladly take it so that I can implement it. I love improving just on my makeup technique, how I do my makeup. But yeah, that's about it. If you liked the video, please like the video and think about subscribing possibly. You can find me on Twitch at THXWanderer, and have a great day. Please drink some water. Bye!